Good morning, Betting Nation. So firstly, an apology for you guys. The reason why I haven't been doing these last 2 days, or 3 days, is it? 3 days? My son Kai's been really, really ill. So it's just basically, I say really, really ill. Nothing like Zach last year, thank God. But he's just been sick all the time. And poor kid, he's like a 3-year-old and all he does all day is, Daddy, he wants to cuddle me and stuff. So I'll be honest, I only did the podcast yesterday because I wanted to get home and be with him and stuff. So, but last night he seemed to be feeling a little bit better. Hasn't been sick overnight. So here I am back doing the daily later back the video. We did a podcast yesterday, but like I said, to do both, it does take me around about an hour and a little bit. So it's a lot of time and a lot of effort to put into it. So yesterday, apologies. Just had a little bit, obviously, better things to do. Oh, that sounds a bit bad. But obviously, I'd just rather spend some time with him than obviously I've got other things to do during the day as well. So so that's why we haven't been doing the YouTube video today, over previous days. But hopefully all's well now, and we're back doing it every single day. The time is 6:17. We've just done the podcast yesterday. Hope you guys have been listening to the podcast because, like I say, yesterday we did one. I think it was favourite. Anyway, quite a relatively short price one, and slowly away, and boom, we got out of our trade very, very nicely. Okay, so in this one here, we're going for a horse in the 420 race at Beverley called Highway Grey. Now, I might have said Highway Man on the bloody podcast. Oh, Jesus. So what we did was gone for exactly the same here as we did yesterday on the podcast, not on the YouTube video. Yeah, I'm like after timing. Here's what you could have won, but you didn't because I didn't do one yesterday, but we did do a podcast. So oh God. Right. So basically, we did what we did yesterday. Sorry guys, sorry. Slowly away, misbreak, dwell. Last 4 runnings, 50% and over. We want them comments in the title. So we're here. Dwelt, held up, not much room. Dwelt, always in rear. Now you'll see here, 112 down to 1.5. When I first saw this 211 tick movement, I thought it was pretty interesting. So I wanted to take a closer look and see what it was all about. And so you'll see here, stall 10. There we go. Right, so
is in, that's it. Gates crash.
Yellow,
racing over a mile.
Yellow, red circle, red hat.
Well to the forward.
Get rid of that. So there it is. There's a bad boy there. Right, you'll see now. Look how hard this horse is pulling. It did everything wrong on this occasion, but still nearly won. So you'll see here. Now the price will have gone up in price. The great thing is today it's in stall 11, so it's on the wide outside. So what will happen is the horse will be held up by design or by being slowly away. One of the two you can see here right at the back of the field. Exactly the same will happen today, and we'll get out. We're going for a 30 to 50% profit here. And it does travel okay through the race, but we're not too interested about that because I'm sure it would have been out before this point anyway. And it just pulled too hard in the early stages as well. Now, like I say, it travels really, really well through this middle part of a race, but towards the end, it didn't seem to be doing anything fast whatsoever. I wouldn't say it's been niddle on there. It was just because there was a gap there and wanted to make sure that he's guaranteed that run on the fence. So here, being pumped along, and it stays on, but I would suggest that it was these 3 stopping rather than this accelerating. Look, still hard work, not really instant reaction, not really propelling itself to challenge, just stays on, just a stayer, a plodder. And like I say, it went down to 1.5 in running. But never ever really looked like it was going to get there, did it? I mean, 1.5, maybe when it angled out for the run, maybe that's when it went down to 1.5. Hard to necessarily tell, but all we know is that if we just take it back here, this is the most important thing for us anyway, the start of a race. So it's going to be on the wide outside, exactly the same here as here, and it's going to have to come in exactly what it's done there. But you'll see there, the horse is just pulling too hard, it's doing too much. And that will affect the price, especially because it's a favourite. And people, if you look at the prices today, a roundabout favourite. Well, ish. People will, God blimey, it's been 5 minutes already. Yeah, people will concentrate, the in-players concentrate on the front end of a market because obviously that's when the most percentage of a market is taken up. So it stands to reason that they would concentrate on that end of a market more. So any reaction, anything the horse does in play is overreacting. Oh my goodness, my box has fallen over. I've got a door and the sun's coming in. It's horrible. So I put a massive big box there and it's just fallen over. Now I can't see anything. Right, Betting Nation, have a wonderful day. Enjoy this later back and we'll speak to you later. All right, thank you so much for tuning in. Massively appreciate you a lot. Bye-bye.